Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today with part 2 of our playthrough of Babol the Walking Box, and we're doing the second stage. Just like last time, we're going to be relying on the chili dog code to get us God mode, so make sure you punch that in on the title screen if you haven't already, and then make sure you enable God mode as it's going to make most of the game a piece of cake. So picking up where we left off last time, which is after the first boss, we're going to jump over here and then get our first checkpoint. Then we're going to be in this dead forest right here. Most of this level is going to be very straightforward. There aren't going to be any more puzzles, thankfully, so it's just going to be a quick jaunt forward, and we're going to push ahead until we get to our escape segment right here. So after you cross this checkpoint right here, you're going to be chased by an elephant who's going to break through this cliffside. Thankfully, this chase sequence is going to be a lot easier than the previous levels. It is going to be a fair bit longer, so make sure you mind that, but thankfully it is going to be easier to navigate around here. You're going to have a bunch of barriers, but thankfully they're going to have gaps around them. Normally they would be hard because of the explosive boxes, but our invincibility is going to allow us to tank through, so just make sure you keep pushing forward. If you are ever in doubt, just make sure you hold down and keep hitting the A button to jump. You should be able to jump over most of the barriers, and they don't seem to be as sticky as the previous escape sequence from the first level. So thankfully this one's going to be a lot easier, and as you can see right here, you have a bunch more room to work with towards the end. Big wide open area right here, and then we're just going to punch it all the way to the finish line, which is going to be once the segment starts to turn. So right after you get past these statues right here, you're going to stop the elephant, and you should get the escape sequence achievement. So that's going to bag us another 100 gamer score for our collection, and then we're going to move on with the rest of the level. Thankfully, the rest of the level is also going to be very straightforward and isn't going to pull any major surprises, so just make sure you get through the rest of that, and your invincibility is going to carry you all the way to the end, which is going to be right over here. We should trigger the boss fight against Boo the rabbit. He's going to be this bunny in this barrel. Very easy boss fight. What you want to do basically is you want to make sure you stand on whatever square that Boo is standing on and just keep spamming your jump and ground and pound. As long as you stand on the same square as him, his attack is not going to affect you whatsoever. So just make sure you stay in one place. You are able to damage him once he retreats into the barrel, so that's going to be when his hitbox is available to you. So just make sure you follow him. And even if you do accidentally step on one of his attack squares, the invincibility is going to allow you to take the hit. So thankfully, there's not going to be any platforming in this boss fight, and we could just stand here, be super duper patient, and just wait for his hitboxes to pop up, or we could just keep spamming attacks until he dies. But eventually, once he does go down, which of course is going to take the magical video game number of 3 hits, you should be good for this boss fight and this stage. So just make sure you are patient with it, and then just stick it out all the way to the end. And once you do make it to the end, your patience should be rewarded with another stage clear, as well as the achievement that goes along with it, and the ability to move on to the next stage, and then continue this cycle of trying to get through the game as quickly as possible using your cheat code invincibility. So there's going to be the fight, there's the achievement, 100 gamer score. That's going to wrap it up for this part. Don't forget to check back soon next time for more, and that's all there is to it.